Oh,
Also, the only reason I read all that stuff was for the recording.
so sorry. I was like,
Not
because
reading
I thought I hit resume and I didn't. Damn it! I'm so sorry.
it. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm not reading it again. Um, so also due to randomness and error, scores will not always fall precisely on this line. That's what we were just talking about. So
Yeah, and how
we
the
need a
line
line
is the average.
yes, the line that best estimates the relationship between the two variables. Okay.
Mhm.
So what do we need to know for this? Midterm study guide. Here we go. Y equals A plus BX plus E. Oh, I wrote this down. It's in my notebook, but my notebook's all the way over there. No, I'm not going to go get it. So how do we fit a linear model to data and use it to predict values of an outcome variable, dependent variable from one or more predictor variable. Wow, that's a hard word. Variables. I'm not saying that again either.
Did you read that?
What?
Where did you read that question?
Off our study guide.
Off our study guide? Okay, let
Mhm.
me find it. Failing model predicts outcome variables from the other. Fit a linear model to data and use it to predict values of outcome variables from one or more. Okay.
Well, I
So what
don't.
if? Go ahead.
Nope.
So let me share my screen on this one. What I think is asking is that how can you use like the data from this slide, let's call this the DV, and like the y-axis, and
Mhm.
then to the x-axis or like the IV, the independent variable, and how can like one predict the nature of the other? And that has to do with like one correlation, but also like the regression and the mean of how they'll be able to like match up with one another. And what I think the answer to the question is like based on the data set that's being given, how can an independent variable be, or a dependent variable be affecting the independent variable? So how would someone on the x-axis with person's age, let's see, affect where a person on the y-axis land there? So based on here would be like, all right, cool. Well, people seem to group up with people of their similar ages, and we can predict that, okay, some like a 30-year-old on the y-axis, the
Okay.
linear line will line closer to someone also on the on 30 because the regression line seems to show that people who are of similar ages are going to group up together when it comes to like romantic relationships.
So is she asking the same question twice with that and then describe a relationship between the variables? So basically what she's saying in the predict is look at this scale here. You can see all ages. Can you predict somebody? Can you predict the next set data sets?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the question? Like use it to predict the next data sets. And then the relationship between the two is that those that are of the same height typically date someone within their height.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the one with height and, or I mean, age, sorry. And then height, what can you predict from that? You can predict that, right? So it says
Mm-hmm.
values of an outcome variable. So height from one or more particular height.
Mm-hmm. No, I think you got it. I think you're understanding the question better than I am, honestly. Because like,
I don't understand what I'm saying though.
I mean, it makes sense what you're saying. Well, you're
Okay.
like how to describe the relationship between the variables.
I get describing the relationship. I guess what I'm confused about is the question says fit a linear model to data.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first part of this question, right?
Mm-hmm.
So fit a linear model to data. A linear regression measure. So age is the only, that's the linear regression. Oh my God, why is it called regression? It makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so this data, go back to that last one with the
This
graph.
one?
So we're supposed to put, no, because this is correlation, right? This is showing correlation.
Uh,
This is what will be given to figure out correlation.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. So regression, we're given data points on a graph,
Yeah.
as we see there. And what does a linear regression model measure? It measures, well, it's the equation, right? And so technically the equation gets us this line, the straight line that goes through it, whether or not there's data points set around the line
Yeah.
is what we can determine as the relationship. So for example, our equation would draw a line through height and height straight through. Does it draw the line? I don't know. This is what I don't get.
I think it does draw the line because, like, I know we talked about in class how, like, the equation y equals a plus bx minus e, bx is the slope. That's how we get the actual, like, line we see on the graph.
Okay, right. It's like y equals mx plus b. And so that
Yeah.
gives the line. Okay.
Mhm.
So then, fuck you, Southwest. They're calling me again. Hold on.
Good luck. Sorry, dude.
It's okay. I'm waiting for him to figure it out. But okay, well, he's doing that.
Well, he tries to do his job.
Yeah, and I'm trying not to get mad at them because it's not their job, and this isn't the most important thing happening in the world today. So like, it's minor on a thing, but I just have no space for it, so it becomes much more difficult to remain pleasant.
Hey, dude, we're all allowed to have like times where we're not that pleasant. You're allowed to too.
The flight was 137.98. The
Pause the recording again. You got this, kid. No matter what happens, you got this. Get yourself some snacks if you can.
I have like a bowl of chips. It's like 10:30 in the morning, and I'm eating salt and vinegar chips.
Yo, sometimes what you need is salt and vinegar chips.
Salt and vinegar chips and a raspberry lemongrass.
What's that?
Some drink my sister had in her refrigerator that I'm drinking.
Ah, nice.
It's called raspberry lemongrass.
The real question is, does it have alcohol? Nice.
Good morning. Salt and vinegar chips and raspberry lemongrass, and they okay. Do you know what regression lines mean, Bridget? Do you remember stats at all?
Bridget, save us.
Yeah, fuck math. My sister's really good at math. Like, she just gets it.
You'll have her too, kid. Have her do the test for you.
Yeah, I heard that people get it. She's one of those people. My dad would literally do flashcards for us, and she'd be like, boom, 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 like, crying in the corner because I can't get one fucking math question right.
Fuck that, dude. I remember I failed algebra 2 in high school, and instead of retaking it, like, do you want to take like real world math, which was just like learning how to balance a checkbook and shit?
What? You were offered that? That's amazing.
It was, but then like halfway through the semester, the teacher realized that most of us were headed down like the wrong side of the train tracks, pretty much, and so she's like, "We're just gonna watch movies."
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I had to retake math twice in college.
Oh yeah, same. I had to retake. I remember when I got to like community college, I had to redo math because my math credit in high school didn't count for like my major, so I had to take like basically algebra 2 again, and I barely passed with like a C, and I was like, "Oh, thank Christ!"
I had to redo it, and then I had to redo it again because I failed the first time.
I remember I had to take. The first time I tried doing stats, it was like a normal school semester. I was taking 4 classes, and I was failing stats by like week 4, and so I dropped it. And then I redid it again over the summer as like the only class I was doing because I'm like, I'm gonna focus every bit of attention on here. And I got like a B in the class, which I was like, oh my God, oh thank you.
Thanks.
And then I had to do like, I thought I had to do like college level algebra. And then by like week 5, I was like, this is a waste of time.
Honestly, I switched from a BA to a BS to a BA because I couldn't take OChem and I didn't want to do calculus.
Hmm.
I was like, fuck that noise. I'm out.
My school still only offer BAs in psychology instead of
Mhm.
BSs. Although I think they were gonna change that until COVID hit.
Come on. Like I wanted a bachelor's of science instead of a bachelor's of arts,
Mhm.
but didn't stop me. Here we are, still doing math.
One day, we won't have to use math, and the world will be happy.
I think it's really funny. My kids all come in to me and they're talking and they're like, is it true we don't have to use a calculator? I had one kid be like, I hate math so much. I was like, let me tell you something. They're lying to you. You have a calculator literally at your fingertips
Mhm.
all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't want to like discourage them because I know
Mhm.
that they need to learn it without a calculator, but
No, they fucking don't.
they really don't.
Like
Like, no.
all of human history has been like working to make our lives easier, and like
Yeah.
this solution we figured out in the 1930s, but now we can't use a calculator. Go fuck yourself.
Like, I really don't understand why it's so important to our degree that we have to learn fucking regression lines on a graph.
I think it's like, honestly, what my guess would be is that like in order to be an accredited university, they need to have at least some level of research stuff given to us.
But I
That's my
understand, but
guess
like,
would be.
why? I get it. I get it. Like, I'm not mad at the school. It's more about why is that a requirement for anyone? I just feel like
I'm mad at society.
and so I hate math. I picked this. Literally, I can understand it when I'm talking about it.
Hmm.
And then in an hour, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I don't get regression lines.
Yeah, but I asked you for help.
What? What's standard deviation again? I was
Uh,
literally reading it in the book and I get more confused. I either overthink it, don't think about it enough, or like I get totally backwards. And that's my problem. Like I don't, my brain hears things and it goes FOS.
I feel you, dude. It sucks.
Yeah. And I want to like, I wish we took this. I wish we were done with this class already. Like I wish we took it and I didn't have to worry about it. We were in life cycles again. Taking back
Oh,
life cycles.
the good
I
old
would love
days
to
of
do
life
that class.
cycles.
I would love to do that class at this point in school, like research methods, ethics. Let's do that all in the beginning, get it all out of the way. I would be a much better probably writer because I would understand how to read the studies that I was writing about.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I'm super stressed with everything in life, you do life cycles. You're like, oh, it don't make sense.
It would make more sense. Like at this point in the semester, all of us are just like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, we
I feel
can
like life
barely.
cycles would be a good place to be like, let's look at where you are in life.
Yeah, like thank you. That would be great. Anyway, can't change it, but I'm making a note in my evaluation. Like, please put this class first. And
Mm-hmm.
we
Please
were
front load
too
this class.
stressed out. None of us really enjoy math. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, Heather fucking gets this shit, and I just wish her brain was in my brain right now. Like the way
Yeah, I
she's
just wish I
talking.
was Heather. Just because.
Heather, can I be you for this test? Please, give me your brain. Okay, let's answer these questions, and then. Okay, meaning and labeling of linear regression equation. What does that mean? That's on this midterm study guide.
I'm looking at it and I'm like,
Recognize proportion of variance. What?
what the fuck?
Okay, here we are. I don't get that.
Okay, I'm like looking at like week 7, slide 18 for the PowerPoint, trying to figure out if this helps.
It doesn't talk about variance though.
No, it doesn't. Fuck.
That's in the reading.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it. Okay. That's in the fucking reading.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand it at all?
The question?
Recognize significant relationships between variables.
Okay, that one I actually do understand. That one is like the different variables that you're measuring. So it's like, let me pull up one of these things. Maybe that'll be like in week 7 when we had that group activity where they had all the different variables. That's basically saying like what's the p-score between these two variables. Like, does that make sense?
Well, no,
Damn it.
because I guess I don't understand P. I know
So,
that P, I know, okay, you just explain it. Just explain it.
so basically a p-score is just, this is hyperbole, it's not the exact definition, but the way I think about it is like the how likely something is to happen or how strong the correlation or like the relationship between these two variables is. So if like, here, I'll share my screen even though this thing is fucking tiny. There it is.
So P represents the significance,
yeah,
right? And so when you're looking at the graph, let's just say the group activity graph, like one.
yeah, I got it pulled up here in the Zoom
Okay.
call. Like, so what it's
So
saying is
P,
trying
it's
to,
already saying the significance is less than 0.01.
Mhm.
The significance being how, okay, is the deviation away from the null hypothesis, which means we can reject or accept our turn the null hypothesis.
Mhm.
So if we see any differences,
You
the
see any
lower
like
the P, the
big-
more likely to obtain the result in reality, and our variable are related. Remember, we were wanting to generalize our findings to the population, which is why we need significance. That makes no sense. What?
so what it's trying to say is like how strong is the relationship between these two variables? Like how much like if one is affected, how much does it affect the other one? And if we look at like the group activity chart, if we're like,
Mhm.
let me know this. So like,
So the socioeconomic status
mhm.
is, what is that, negative or point? Sorry, I can't. remember.
So let's just do like the first line just because it's the easiest one to read. So ethnicity, when compared to socioeconomic status, has a significantly large effect size on one another. So if ethnicity goes up, socioeconomic status goes up. As we see here that it's like 0.29 instead of like negative 0.29.
Mhm. I know that the negative is the inverse relationship, meaning so with ethnicity and future positive,
Mm-hmm.
it's 0.03, which is a small effect significance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But it's also inversed, which means that when it goes up, the other goes down.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coming together. It's
See?
coming together.
See? Tiny bits of it makes sense.
Oh,
You got this, dude. You
It's a
got like
weird-
you got that right. No worries.
Okay, so then for 0.02, that's also, but it's saying P is less than 0.01. So the significance is less than 0.01.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
It means that if it's less than 0.01, that means it was like it wasn't just like a random thing that like, oh, when we measured two things, we got this, but the number was didn't like pass the P level. Once it goes less than 0.01, it's trying to say that anything like lower than 0.01 is actually happening. Or isn't that it's actually happening, is that like it wasn't due to chance, is that these two things have like a significant effect on each other, and it isn't just like,
But
oh, it's the relationship is not
0.29
that strong.
is bigger than 0.01.
One more time?
Okay, this is maybe my brain freaking me out. So P is the significance, right?
Mhm.
0.29 with an asterisk. We can go into the asterisk in a second because I don't get that again. 0.29 is the significance,
Mhm.
right? So that's P.
Mhm.
P is greater than 0.01 in this.
P is
0.29
less than
is
0.01.
greater than 0.01.
I thought P.
0.29 is bigger than 0.01, right?
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, it
Is
should
that
be.
bigger? Fucking hate. Well, okay, so it's bigger.
Mhm.
But P is less than 0.01.
Mhm.
So this is where I get confused. The significance is supposed to be less, for it to say it's significant, it has to be less than 0.01. But this is bigger than 0.01. To
You're
get
right. And
views.
I'm like,
I'm sorry, I'm probably fucking this up for everyone who's listening to this recording, but that's
no,
what
I'm
getting.
positive you have the same questions that a bunch of other people have, because I remember having this question and I still have this question right now, like, but this number is bigger. Like,
Right, so is the significance stronger? Is it like, why is P less than 0.01 if it's a significant difference? So because this is so, it's not point, okay, wait, hold on, maybe I got it. P for the null hypothesis is less than 0.01. So anything outside of less than 0.01 means we can reject our null hypothesis and accept our alternative hypothesis that
yeah,
ethnicity is greater than 0.01. So when it comes into contact with socioeconomic status in a positive relationship, is that what it means? That we can
I
now
think you got
accept?
it. I think you got it. That makes a lot of sense, because like the null hypothesis is just saying that nothing happened. Like the thing that I was trying to measure did not have a correlation with one another. But if you can reject it and use your alternative hypothesis, which is what you hope it is, that would make a lot more sense. I think you got it.
Right? That's the only thing I can come up with.
That makes sense. I think you got it.
So, for example, the sibling article that we read, we rejected our alternative hypothesis because there was no significance in the results. They
Uh-huh.
were all probably and there was no significance, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So there, if let's say the significance was less than 0.01, that would mean that those data points, when calculated, had no
Mhm.
correlation, and the significance stayed less than 0.01.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, the inverse 3 ethnicity negative 0.03 with future positive. There's a negative inverse of 0.03. This is where I get confused. 0.03 is smaller because it's further away from 0. Or I don't get math.
What I think is that one is that it's not significant enough to be considered significant. Like the difference isn't large enough for it to be notable. But when you get to like 0.29 minus 0.66, those are all like very large differences when compared to like 0.01. And those are why they're significant, because like, all right, this is too large to ignore. Something is definitely going on here between these two variables.
Okay, so let's go into the box. Ethnicity has 0.00 with present negative.
Mhm.
So ethnicity has no significance on present negative. And that
Yeah.
means they do not correlate, and that they don't affect one another. It's the ultimate meaning of it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. However, socioeconomic status with present negative
Mhm.
has an inverse relationship of 0.2,
Mhm.
meaning that when your socioeconomic status goes up, your present negative goes down. Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. And when your present negative goes up, your socioeconomic status goes down.
It's not that it goes down, it's that like you're
No,
more likely for you to land in this
X and
spot.
Y. X and Y. It's not, it says
Yeah.
it's split both ways. So this is X and Y. So this is the right?
Yeah. So it's like they're always gonna be like inverse of each other.
Okay. So then if we were going to put this on, let's go down to 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, right? We can see
Uh-huh.
the standard deviation is 3.82 for, what does that mean though? Or I mean, standard deviation is 0.77. So
Mhm.
the next point is 0.77 away on a graph. Like, that's what I don't get. We're not gonna have to nail that though, right?
No, I don't think so. I think this is more like measures of the graph versus like what the actual bell curve would be.
Okay, but Chromebox Alpha
Mhm.
Oh my God, I was listening to this on the plane and I can't remember it anymore.
I think it was
Chromebox,
0.07 or 0.7.
yes, so the Chromebox Alpha is above 0.7, so it shows what?
Yeah, I'll be real with you. I have no idea what Chromebox Alpha is meant to measure.
Yeah, like all of my notes say Chromebox Alpha is just like greater than 0.7. You can say, well, what can you say from that? It's a positive relationship. Is it about the relationship? What does Chromebox Alpha measure?
I genuinely don't know.
It's week 5. Let me pull it up. Because I know we're gonna be asked about fucking Chromebox Alpha.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna not know it. Standard deviation, variance.
What Wikipedia says is that Chromebox Alpha or coefficient alpha is the most common test score reliability coefficient for single administration.
If it's above 0.7 social sciences, you can say that it's reliable.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. That's what we're measuring with that is reliability. Variance doesn't have something like Chromebox Alpha. It's only reliability. So when you're measuring variant or validity, excuse me, when you're measuring validity,
That makes sense.
when you're measuring reliability, you look for Chromebox Alpha. So can this test be redone? And it looks like, yes, this test can be redone to retest. Can be right. That's reliability.
I think so, yeah. That makes
The
sense.
validity, is it valid? And we have to do much more to get validity, right? We have, is the measure that the test you're measuring is testing what you want to be testing. So is this testing what we want to be testing? And we figure that out in a much different way. I can't remember. There you go. With the range variance and standard deviation. So 12 through 16 is talking about validity and reliability.
Okay.
Okay.
That makes
Okay.
sense.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck. I'm gonna get the test and be like, fuck. What did we say?
Yo, does open book also count for like study session recordings?
I don't see why not. I'm technically not using you in the moment, texting you being like, hey, what's the answer for
Yeah.
B? Or I mean,
Technically, like if you just listen to the parts where you're talking, you're like, this is my own words. This is what I was just looking at my notes, technically.
I think it counts. I'm definitely listening to the recordings during, I have all of them pulled up.
Mm-hmm.
Are you being cute over there? I see my sister's dog.
Please.
It's a little wolf.
Dog break.
He's
No.
the laziest cloud.
No. He looks so cute.
And she's obsessed with cheese. She's just like me.
I also have an obsession with cheese.
Are you cute? We're very cute. Whoa. Anyway,
Mhm.
so, little pup break, little pup break.
We all need a little pup break.
Yeah. Yeah. All my sisters have dogs, except for me, my little one. But she's 19 and in college, and I don't think a dog is great for her right now.
Yeah.
I have to get all my love from you guys.
No. So like,
Okay.
I live with my aunt and my uncle right now, and they have like an old
Oh, that's
boxer, and I love her, but she's like old and covered in tumors, and for the first 2 months I thought she was gonna die. Oh.
Oh, when they get older, they're a little bit like temperamental.
No, I just give her a snack and she's just like, you're my friend again. And I'm like, ah.
You gotta love it. Carry those snacks all the time.
I feed them to her when she's like, no one else is giving me snacks. I'm like, my opportunity.
Yeah. I get all the snacks. And I hate you. You're dead to me.
And I'm like, I'm sorry, Nina. I can't just give you snacks all the time. People are looking.
You're gonna get fat.
She already fat.
Oh, well. That's yep. She's a little snack monger.
I want a cat so bad. So
Cat?
goddamn bad. Yes.
Oh, what kind of cat do you want?
A good one. Like an older one.
My friend has like a hairless cat. I don't know what they're called. They're
Think
so soft. She feels like a peach. I was like, no, I
I've
don't
never
want
met a hairless
her.
cat, but now I'm curious.
Honestly, I was like, ew. And then she was like, no, just pet my cat. And I was like, okay. It was really soft. And the cat was like really nice and super adventurous and not like a cat at all.
No,
Um,
damn it! Now I want a cat even more now.
cute.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's just talk about this last bit here. Recognizing proportion of variance. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know what that means either. So I'm gonna Google it and hopefully we can figure it out.
All right. Once we figure that out, then I feel like I need to just like do more reading.
Hmm.
What time do you have things tomorrow?
So I have my I have excuse me, practicum class 12:30 to 3:30, and then I have like a little bit of a break because then I have a meeting from, or not a meeting, a client from 5 to 6, and then Ebony was like, can we have a study session tomorrow, like around 6:30 when she gets free? So if you're free, I can like send you that Zoom link out too.
I have my group at 6:30.
Damn.
At 6. All right, well, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Honestly, at this point, like school needs to take a priority, but I'll message the guy who like facilitates the group and go from there.
For sure.
All right, let's do this, and then tomorrow at 6 is it the group study group? I'll have more questions then.
Yeah, like 6:30. Yeah.
I just need to like do a little bit more reading and listening to the sessions, and I feel bad because I'm picking up the living room for my sister and her boyfriend.
For sure. So let me see what I found here. So the first thing on statslibtext.org says that,
Ooh, good site.
I hope so. Not a Nova design. Christ.
Did you do any of the readings? Because I didn't.
We didn't have readings for research methods this week at least.
No, for regression and correlation.
Oh, probably. I always do the readings, but like I always do them like Wednesday night as quick as I can. So
Mhm.
my retention is usually not the best by the time the week goes over.
I'm pulling up the reading right now. So
All right, you do that, and I'll.
oh yeah,
Holy shoot! This website.
it's probably really technical, isn't it?
It looks like I feel like I'm gonna have an anxiety attack from all these equations.
Here we go. Regression, conceptual bias. Let me see. What is it? What is the question again? Variance?
It is recognized proportion of variance.
Proportion. All right. The proportion of variance is a linear composite score accounted for by all predictor variables contributing to that composite should be carefully considered. What? The overall proportion of variance is a criterion set accounted for by a predictor set is then reflected by the sum of redundancy indices. Oh my God, this is like,
What the fuck did you just say to me?
oh God. The third criterion specifies what proportion of variance is in potential predictor, not, oh my God, this is so technical.
Like, what Google says is that proportion of variance is a generic term to mean a part of a variance as a whole. For example, a total variance in a system is 100%, but there might be any different causes for total variance. Each one will have their own proportion associated with them. So I guess, so variance means like variability in the data set. What I think it's trying to say is that the proportion of variance is that all the variables add up to some level of variance, and whatever that variance level is the proportion of variance.
What's variance again?
Variance is control. The average dispersion of scores. Oh,
So the average dispersion of scores, we're trying to find the proportion of variance. Like if it's proportional, what are we looking for? Like if I was asked to find the proportion of variance, what would I need to find?
I think from
It's
what
so
this.
technical.
Mhm.
Procedural issues. Okay. So the definition it's having here is this is issues. So in the reading, what keeps coming up when I type in proportion of variance is it's under issues.
In the Williams book.
No, it's in Sprinkle and Parsi. Piercy. Interpretive issues. A major advantage of is the ability to examine intricate relationships among multiple sets of variables. Okay, so fortunately, redundancy analysis provides a means for determining the proportion of the total variance in a set of criterion variables accounted for by the total variance in a set of predictor variables for each successive correlation. What in the what?
I don't know either. Fuck.
That's so confusing. That says nothing to me. That's just a bunch of freaking words put together.
Mhm.
Regression analysis techniques are restricted to situations in which the prediction criterion involves a continuous interval level variable. What can we do if this requirement is not satisfied? When the criterion variable includes nominal level measurement, regression procedures can no longer be used. Oh, Jesus. This, oh, fuck. I remember why I didn't really read this one.
Mhm.
Because it makes no sense. Okay, I'm gonna go see if there's an easier fucking one to read. Too far. Research paradigm chart. Oh, that's a 4 worldviews. Holy balls. I do not know.
The ultimate irony would be is if this was on the study guide but not in the test.
There's something on here that's not on the test though, right? Oh, it's not
Yeah,
on
it's
there.
the very last thing. I think Lindy already took that out, or like that one study session when it was just me and her.
Okay. I wish that like somebody would come in and who knew about this. Like I'm learning a lot more at being just S2 and S2 having to figure it out, but it'd be really nice if someone could just explain it.
Put it in
We're
the
the
group
next-
chat. I don't know if anyone else is gonna be able to join in, or if anyone else is
No,
gonna
I
join.
know. And just like, what's her face's study guide? Herlin.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would have loved to have asked her this question. Like, I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't get what the reading is saying because it's so technical that it's literally just words that make no sense to me, trying to explain something that makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
Hopefully she has one tomorrow. I will literally miss everything to be there.
What Lindy said is that she's doing one tomorrow, 5 to 7.
All right. 5 to 7. I'll be there.
And we just need to make sure she better send out that email. Like Christ.
Yeah. I 5 to 6. We're gonna ask this question.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. Do you have any more questions that you want to go over today?
I think I'm good for now. I've got like the Zoom meeting I set up is gonna be for like all day. I set it up for like 8 hours or something.
Okay.
So if you
Yeah.
want to like hop back in, or if anyone else wants to like hop back in, I'll tell,
Okay.
make sure to put in the group channel, like join back in too.
Yeah, anyone who wants to go back in, I'm down.
Yeah, for
But-
sure.
Okay. Need like a little break right now. I can't.
Oh, same. I need to get some food in me or something.
Yeah, I'm slowly dying. Salt and vinegar chips are not holding me over anymore. I now need cheese.
Dude, cheese is delicious. I love cheese so much.
I love the Baybel cheese. I just want a Baybel cheese right now.
Ooh, just like nice, like soft mozzarella cheese. Oh,
Ooh. Guys, let's go get some cheese. Okay. I'll follow the group and hopefully I'll see you later. If not, I'll see you tomorrow.
all right, for sure, dude. Later.
Bye.
Bye.